Hey gang, this is Mike with My Real Estate Dojo, and I'm going to show you the secret of giving offers in a sense that you don't have to buy houses at a deep discount. And it's really not about the numbers. And I'm going to show you the way I give offers to a motivated seller. So this formula to be able to get 9 out of 10 deals is that many investors only think about the price. Well, I got to get it at 60 cents on a dollar. I have to get it at 80 cents on a dollar. So they're only concerned about price. And what I'm going to show you that it's not only about the price. To get a deal, there's basically two variables. Variable number one is the price. Variable number two is the terms. And these two variables are like a seesaw. If one goes up, the other one has to come down. If the other one goes up, the other one has to come down. And to create a win-win situation, you want the seesaw to be balanced, okay? This is what I call a win-win situation. So what does that have to do with you talking to a seller? Let's say you talk to a seller, his name is Bob, and you want to buy Bob's home. There's basically two ways to buy Bob's home. Most investors are only focused on the price. Hey, Bob wants to sell it for 100, I want to buy it for 60. If Bob doesn't want to sell it for 60, I can't do the deal. This idea is totally false because you would only be able to get 50% of your customers. What I'm going to teach you right now is that to get a deal, there's two variables, as I mentioned, the price and the terms. So if I talk to the same seller, Bob, and he wants to get $100,000 for his home, I only want to give him 60. I give him my cash offer, which is the price, and he says, no, I want 100, okay? Instead of saying, okay, thank you so much, put them into my follow-up system and follow up with them, I'll tell Bob, hey Bob, since you want the price to be 100, I'm willing to buy it for 100. But since you control the price, I'm going to control the terms. So now I get to control the terms. Now, what is terms? Terms is creative financing. Terms could be many different things. For example, it could be where I negotiate with the seller, where I buy their homes. I don't make any payments on the property till I fix it up, put it back on the market, and then sell it. And then I'll pay off the loan. That's one idea. Terms could be, another idea could be where you do owner financing, where you're able to give the seller no money down, $1,000, $2,000, whatever, okay? Terms can also be like, for example, sir, Mr. Seller Bob, I'm willing to buy your house for $100,000 for the asking price you're willing to say, but I'm willing to give you, 0% interest. Okay? So terms is basically your imagination, your creativity. There's not one way to do it because your imagination can go any different way. So how creative you are is your ability to come up with terms. Now pay attention, this is the most important part of this video. Most investors are only focused on the price, where I'm going to show you that you could buy a house at 100% of the fair market value. So if a house is worth 100, you can buy the house at 100%, and you can still make money because if you can control the terms, you'll make money. Let me give you an example. I talked to that seller Bob. I want to give him my cash offer for 60 grand, but Bob wants to sell his house at 100. I say, hey Bob, this is one way to structure the deal. Say, hey Bob, that's not a problem at all, Bob. I'm willing to give you your $100,000 for your home. You control the asking price. Now I have to control the terms. My terms are that I give you $1,000 a day and I'll pay you 0% interest. That's one way to structure a deal. If this was a fix and flip, I would say, hey, I'll buy your house. I won't make any payments on it because I'm going to put the money into the property. Once I sell the property, then I'll pay you out. That's another way to do a terms. So there's a lot of ways to do terms, okay? I'm gonna wait for this thing to go pass by. Perfect. So there's a lot of ways to do terms. Now, to be able to get a deal, you have to be able to leverage this, okay? This is the price, this is the terms. So if the seller wants their full asking price, no problem. You got to control the terms. So if the seller wants to control the price and control the terms, then this is a no deal for you. What you have to do is put this lead into your follow-up folder and keep following up with them 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, till that seller is ready to hatch or harvest, okay? But now, to get the deal, if the seller wants to control the asking price, not a problem. You can still make this deal work. If the seller wants to get 100% of the fair market value, not a problem. You can make it work. The way to make it work is you have to control 100% of the term. Okay? So the terms, you have to make it, for example, where it's in your favor. For me, if I was talking to that seller Bob and I want his house, it's in an appreciating area, which I feel like I'm going to be able to cash flow $400, $500 a month, I don't have a problem giving the seller his full asking price. Now that sounds crazy, but it's not, because I'm a buy and hold investor. I know that I'm going to be able to control the terms to make it favorable for me where I'm able to cash flow. I don't care if I have to buy the house at $100,000, as long as I'm making $400 a month of positive cash flow, because I control the terms, it's a win for me. So the seller wants $100,000, say not a problem. I'm going to do it where I do 30-year note. I'll give you $1,000 down and 0% interest. That allows me to make significant amount of cash flow. If he's okay with that, then we'll do a deal. Okay? But if he's not okay with that, then if he wants to change the terms, then I have to start changing the price. So simply put, there's basically two knobs to getting the deal: the terms and the price. And if the seller wants to control the terms, you have to control, if the seller wants to control the price, you have to control the terms. Okay? Now, terms is so powerful. I know so many people say, well, Mike, if I buy a house at 100% the market value, how can I make money? Well, if you're a wholesaler, that's not going to work. If you're a fix and flipper, that's not going to work. But if you're a buy and hold investor, or you're like a note holder, then this is a great idea, because you can buy a house at full retail price, the actual asking price, the fair market value. You could even buy a house a little over negative equity, because as long as you control the terms. Controlling the terms is very, very powerful, because traditionally, if you have to go to a bank to buy a $100,000 home, you would have to go past credit report. You would have to beg the banker for him to allow you to have a certain amount of properties. Maybe the first house will be able to give you a loan. The second one. On the third one, it's going to be harder. On the fourth one, it's going to be harder. And the fifth one is going to be harder. So you're at the mercy of some goofball banker that is making 50 grand or 30 grand, and you're begging him for him to be like, can I please get a house? Can you please approve me? Where when you buy houses in terms, you don't need any banker's pre-approval. Fuck them. You get to decide what the fuck you want to do. So I love buying houses in terms because it's so powerful. No banker dictates how I should live my life. Okay? My debt to income ratio does not dictate how I should invest. Nobody controls me besides me. So I'm willing to buy houses at full price as long as I control 100% of the term. Now, the other way is that you could buy the house at 60 cents a dollar, hallelujah, but not all investors, not all sellers are willing to sell your home at a deep discount. Many sellers don't want to sell their home that cheap. Where if you're just a cash buyer, you're only giving the 60 cents on a dollar, 70 cents on a dollar, you're going to miss a big chunk of money. But if you're able to play with both knobs, the price and the terms, you're able to create a win-win situation, okay? All right, simply put, you can still make money buying houses at full price as long as you control the terms. And to create a win-win situation, or a way that you know you're going to get a deal, is you can control the terms or you can control the price. If the seller controls the price, then you have to control the terms. If you control the price, then maybe the seller is going to have to control the terms. So for you to get a win-win, that seesaw needs to come like this, okay? It cannot be just one like this, okay? This is what I call a win-win, when it's in the middle. Now, if the seller wants to take total control of the asking price, which means the seesaw comes like this, not a problem. I have to 100% control the terms. If I'm controlling the terms, then he's going to have to control the price, or it has to be somewhere in the middle. Now, this is a very, very powerful strategy I just told you that many other investors are not talking about it because A, they don't believe in buying terms, or maybe they're not a buy and hold investor and they haven't thought about this stuff. But end of the day, if you talk to a seller and they want asking price, or if they want 90% of the house value, if they want 80% of the house value, don't panic. It's totally okay. As long as you control the terms, you're gonna be able to make money. Now, don't buy a house at full value if it's not gonna cash flow. For example, I don't mind buying Bob's house 100% on the market, but if it doesn't cash flow, then I'm not taking that risk, okay? I would only take that risk because A, I'm gonna cash flow significantly, and B, it's an appreciating area. I don't buy houses in the war zones, but if you do, then great for you. Then all you're caring about is cash flowing. You're not caring about appreciation. Where I care about appreciation, and I also care about the monthly cash flow. Because when I buy Bob's house, I may pay for it 100% of the fair market value today, but I'm a buy and hold guy. In 5 years, that property A has appreciated, inflation has kicked in, which means the asking price has come up. So in 5 years, my renters are paying off that fucking debt. I'm getting all the benefits from it. So in 5 years, I'll have built equity on that property that I bought at 100% on the dollar. So that's why it makes sense, because I bought it 100% on the dollar. I was able to control the terms, which means that I was able to cash flow big amounts. I was able to get a loan with no interest or very low interest, like 1%. And at the same time, I didn't have to go to a fucking banker and beg him, please give me a loan, please give me a loan. I didn't have to do any of that shit. All I did is market to a motivated seller, say, hey seller, you want to sell it at 100%? Not a problem. I'm the only investor that can do that for you. But I have to control the terms. If the guy wants to control the terms, then I have to control the price. So if he wants to do, he says, well, I don't want you to do 0% interest rate. Okay, I can't give you 100%. I might give you 90%. He wants to charge me 1% interest. Okay, I'm going to have to take 10% off your asking price. Or if he wants a bigger down payment, then I have to lower the asking price. So these two variables are like this. It's not like it has to be 100% like this. It could be like this. But the real way to get a deal is right in the middle. What I'd love to do is buy a house at 80% on the dollar and then get terms. Okay? So I'm not paying the seller full asking price, but I'm also getting terms. So it's kind of like this. Okay? But if the seller wants to get all asking price, hey, I want 100 for my K, not a problem. I get to control the terms 100%. You don't have no fucking say so. If I say 0% interest, that's what's gonna be. If I say I'm gonna only give you $1,000 down, that's all it's gonna be. If he wants to control the terms, then I have to start controlling the price, because now we have to be in the middle. If it's like this, where he controls 100% of the price, I get to control 100% of the term. If he wants to butt into the terms, then I gotta butt into the price. So if he butts in, then it has to be like this. But I'm totally okay with him controlling the terms 100%, and I deal with the cash, okay? And that happens all the time, because whenever you do a cash offer, you're basically controlling the price. So instead of paying 100, you're paying 60. And the seller's basically controlling the terms. Well, I want to close in 30 days. I want to close in 2 days, or, you know, I want you to pay for my closing, whatever it is. So instead of being just a traditional investor where you're just giving really low offers, you don't have to do that. You could give 80% offers, you give 90% offers, you give 100% offers. You can even buy a house that's 110%. Why would you want to buy a house that's 110% off the market? I'll do it, and here's the reasons why. If the house has no repairs, let's say I bought it from Bob. Bob has just redone the floors, he's redone the ceilings, he put a new roof on there. The house is in great shape. I don't have to spend a fucking dollar. I'm willing to buy that property, especially if I'm getting 0% interest rate, especially if I could monthly cash flow of $400 or $500 a month. Why not? Especially if I didn't have to go to get a fucking loan, especially if that debt is not under my credit. Because when you get a loan from a Bank of America or Wells Fargo, when somebody runs your social or your company EAI number, employee identification number, that debt is associated with your company. If I buy Bob's house for 110% of what the market value is, I got 0% interest, that debt is not on my social or on my company's social. I didn't have to beg a banker to approve me for the loan. I didn't have to, wait for the closing, inspection, all that bullshit. So for me, it's worth buying that guy's house that's worth 100 and I paid 110 for it, because it didn't need any repairs. It was in a good neighborhood. It's gonna have a lot of appreciation. I'm gonna cash flow like a motherfucker. I didn't have to get a loan. The debt is not associated to me. It's a non-recourse loan. A non-recourse loan is basically that says, hey, Mr. Seller, if I happen to default on your home, you're only gonna take the collateral. You're not gonna personally sue me, which is a very, very powerful way, because most people that go to a bank, they get a loan. If they default on Bob's house, not only is the bank going to take the property, but they're going to actually come sue me directly to get the difference, or at the minimum case, they're going to ruin my credit. Where when I negotiate with Bob to buy his house at 100% or 90% of the fair market value, or even 110%, it's a non-recourse loan. So if I default, he's not going to be able to sue me. All he can do is take the collateral, and that's what we agreed on paper. So, guys, don't be fooled by people that are just buying homes at 60 cents on a dollar, thinking that's the only way to make money in America. If you have imagination, you have creativity, you can make money as long as you understand these two variables. There's two variables in getting a deal. There's two knobs, what I like. Just you turn it. Knob number one is the price. You control the price, or the seller controls the price, or it can be somewhere in the middle. The knob number two is the terms. The seller controls the terms, or you control the terms, or it could be right in the middle. So your goal is to get it even. This is a win-win. But if it goes like this, it still can be a win for you as well, and win for the seller, because the seller gets their full asking price and you get terms, which is no loan, 0% interest rate, whatever the fuck you come up with, okay? Now, this idea will work for also fix and flip properties, okay? Let's say you talk to a seller, you could only give him $60,000 cash for this property, the house is worth 100, but the seller says, no, I want 75. See, if you had to pay 75 all cash, this deal wouldn't work. But you negotiate some kind of term. You say, hey, Mr. Seller, okay, I'm willing to, instead of giving you 60, I'm willing to give you 75. But I'm not going to give you, the term is, I'm not going to give you all 75 right now. I might give you $10,000 down. You give me the deed. I'm going to put the remaining money into the rehab. Once I rehab the property, then I'll give you the money. See, that is a term offer. So you're basically controlling the term knob. The seller controls the asking price knob. Now, this will work with wholesaling. Sometimes it'll work with wholesaling, but not majority. But it'll definitely work with fix and flippers. And it'll definitely work with buy and hold investors, guys. So let me summarize all up for you. Point number one, you don't have to buy properties at a deep discount to make money. Point number two, you can actually buy properties 100% of the market value and still make money as long as you control the terms. And point number three, which is the most important reason why I made this video, is that to get a deal, there's two knobs. Knob number one is called your term. Knob number two is called your price. You could have your deal like this and you can still make money. You can have your deal like this, you can still make money. Or you can have your deal right in the middle and you can still make money. As long as you're able to use your imagination and are hungry and you're willing to create a win-win situation for you and for the seller. Now gang, if you like these videos, please like, please share, please comment. If you really think I'm adding value to your life, hey, support me. I have my phone scripts, I have buyer flyers, seller flyers, and these things don't cost a lot of money, but you know, 20 bucks, 50 bucks, and what that does is it helps me cover my expenses for these videos, because believe it or not, I gotta pay a lot of money from photo editors, uploading, takes a significant amount of time. Now I love doing it for free, so if you believe what I'm doing is helping you, then go ahead and support me, because it does help pay the minimum overhead to get these free videos out to you, so I can pump more video trainings out there. And if you guys think I'm awesome, I really can help you out like I helped out so many other students, then you should join my Smart Coaching, guys. For roughly 1,500 bucks, I will hold your hand and help you do deals. And my Smart Coaching is performance-based, which means that I make all my money, 90% of my money comes from whenever you do deals. When you do deals, that's when I make my money. So unlike other academies or schools where their only business is to herd you into the schools, herd you in, I don't have to do that. I have 3 businesses. I'm not that motivated about money. I'm already fucking making money. I got money in my bank. I got my business making money. I own a shitload of fucking rental property, so I'm okay with the money. What I want to do is be as significant in your fucking life. I want to make sure that if you're a winner, you're a positive person, you're fucking hungry, that me and you are rubbing elbows, because your hunger is going to push me to work harder in America. And my hunger is going to help push you to get where you're trying to go. So it's what I call a win-win situation. Now, I don't have the time or the drive, nor do I want to take everybody in. I don't want to be like a school where I'm taking everybody in. I just need like what Jesus needed. I just need 12 disciples. I don't need everybody to fucking follow me. I don't want everybody. I just need a handful of hungry motherfuckers that are hungry like me, and with you and me working together, we're gonna conquer the world, pinkies. Anyways, gang, if you like these videos, please like, please comment, please share. Thank you so much, and don't take no for an answer. See you later, gang.